Nellie nutgraf. Chapter 10. Wow, said Nellie. I've gotten a lot of scoops today, but that's the biggest. Thanks, Sherlock Holmes. Whatever, he replied. At least they arrived in Sherwood Forest. They jumped off the train and immediately saw Watson with his big toe stuck under a fallen tree. How on earth did you get your big toe stuck under a tree, my dear Watson? Asked Sherlock. It was the 2D terrors, said Watson. They chewed it down and it fell on me. That's ridiculous, my dear Watson, yelled Sherlock. You must be chomp, 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 chomp. Just then a tree fell on Sherlock's big toe. Ow! He yelled. See? Snapped Watson. All right, said Sherlock. Don't get huffy, my dear Watson. We've got to figure out how to get ourselves loose and then solve the case of the 2D terrors. I've solved both of those already, said Nellie. What? Cried the detective and his assistant. The 2D terrors are beavers, Nellie told them. What are beavers? They asked. They are North American animals that chew down trees. What are North American animals doing here in England? Asked Sherlock. Paul Bunyan brought them, explained Nellie. Who's Paul Bunyan? Asked Watson. He's the friendly giant lumberjack who is going to lift those logs off your big toes, said Nellie. Then she hollered, Hey, Paul! And I came out of the forest and said, Hi, Nellie, and picked up the logs that were on their big toes. Can there possibly be a logical explanation for all of this? Asked Sherlock. Of course, I said. See, I was telling the beavers the story of Nellie going to England to interview you. And then they were chewing the woods into trees in America. But then we had to follow her over here to find out what happened next. Suddenly, a beaver came running out of the forest and began chewing letters into the tree that had been on Watson's big toe. Chop, chop, chop. Find out what happened next, chewed the beaver. That's not logical at all. It's absurd, shouted Sherlock. Chomp, 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 chomp. That's not logical at all, chewed the beavers. It's abuse. Stop, yelled someone new. It was a fellow dressed all in green with a funny hat and a bow and arrow. It's Robin Hood, yelled Sherlock. I thought he was a fictional character, said Watson. So are you, my dear Watson, said Sherlock. Oh, said Watson. We told both shut up, yelled Robin Hood. Somebody stopped these animals from chewing down my forest. But the story isn't over yet. I said, actually, it is, said Nellie. I got a bunch of big scoops, and I think it's time for me to get back to the big city with news. So they can be on the front page of the paper tomorrow. If I wait too long, someone else might get them, and then they wouldn't be big scoop anymore. So I got the beavers to make a raft out of all the logs. Then Nessie gave us a big push. We made it back across the Atlantic just in time for Nellie to turn in her stories. The next day, They were all on the front page. The paper sold 1 million copies and made so much money that Hotshot Tversky got another copy, and Brian, the editor, agreed to pay for Nellie's next trip. Great, said Nellie, because I heard they're about to send astronauts to outer space. I want to be there when Neil Armstrong takes his first step on the moon. Extra, extra. You probably hear the old song London Bridge is falling down, but did you know what there really is a London Bridge spanning the Thames River in England? This bridge links the city of London to Southwark and has existed in some from since AD 55. Find out more in the book London Bridge is Falling Down by Michael Allen Austin on Epic. Sherlock Holmes is a fictional detective created by the writer Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in 1887. He uses his amazing powers of observation and logic to solve difficult mysteries. You can read some of the original Sherlock Holmes stories in Favorite Sherlock Holmes Detective Stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle on Epic. If you like this book, you'll love The End.